Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between the rolling hills, there lived a young boy named Tommy. Tommy was kind-hearted and always wore a smile, although he came from a very poor family. His clothes were patched up with love, and his shoes were just a size too small. Yet, none of that mattered to Tommy because he found joy in the simplest of things. As the year drew to a close, the village buzzed with excitement for the New Year's Eve celebration. Lanterns of all colors and sizes were hung up, and the smell of delicious food wafted through the air. Despite the chilly winter wind, children ran joyfully, their laughter echoing through the streets. Tommy stood by the frosted window of his tiny home, watching the preparations outside. He wished to join the festivities but knew he couldn't afford even a single lantern. His mother, though kind and hardworking, could barely make ends meet with her job at the sewing shop. On the eve of the new year, an idea sparked in Tommy's mind. He rummaged through old boxes and found tiny bits of colored paper and a broken candle. Skillfully, he crafted a small lantern. It wasn't fancy like the others in the village, but it glowed with every ounce of his love and hope. Tommy clutched his lantern tightly and stepped into the bustling streets, his heart racing with excitement. He marveled at the beautiful lights that decorated the square and joined a group of children who were intrigued by his lantern. "This is my lucky lantern," Tommy said proudly, his cheeks rosy from the cold. As the clock in the village square started to chime, marking the final minutes of the year, the children looked at each other in anticipation. Suddenly, the skies opened up, and a gentle snow began to fall. The lanterns reflected the snowflakes, dancing in an enchanting ballet. Just as the clock struck midnight, Tommy's little lantern flickered brightly. At that moment, an elderly man approached, noticing the glow emanating from the group of excited children. He was none other than Mr. Higgins, the wealthiest man in the village, known for his philanthropy. Mr. Higgins was touched by the sight and approached Tommy. "Young man, your lantern is the most beautiful of them all because it shines with the light of your dreams and courage." Tommy, a little shy, explained how he made it with what little they had. Moved by his spirit, Mr. Higgins decided to sponsor Tommy's education. Mr. Higgins promised to support his family in the coming year. The villagers cheered and clapped as Mr. Higgins made the announcement. Tommy's eyes twinkled with tears of joy and hope. That New Year's Eve, Tommy's little lantern carried not just light but a new beginning for him and his family. And so, the village celebrated not only the start of a new year but also the kindness that united them even in the toughest of times. Tommy learned that sometimes the smallest gestures hold the power to change everything, and his heart swelled with gratitude as he looked forward to the brighter days ahead.